Hello, welcome to Verbling again. I am Teacher Oakley again, still. Welcome to the class. We're going to talk about, we're going to have a conversation, maybe share opinions, maybe even debate a little bit about internet privacy. How much privacy do you have? How much privacy should you expect? What is your opinion? Come on in and share it with me. Um, Anyone can join the class and go ahead, view your opinion, what you think about in today's day and age internet privacy or lack of internet privacy. Hello, Julio. How are you?
Hello, teacher. I'm doing fine, thank you.
Very nice. Um, yeah, Julio, I decided to do this class because I was skimming through the news and I saw a recent article about some internet laws. Anyway, and I was reading the comments and I was kind of shocked. I've been living outside of the United States for a while, but anyway, it seems private companies, businesses, corporations, banks, etc. It seems a new trend, which apparently there are laws in some states in the United States and there are not laws in other states. Apparently, a new trend is for companies, when they hire you, to ask for your passwords to, like Facebook or Twitter. So not only can they check you out on Facebook or Twitter, but they can actually see your PMs or private or personal messages, which
Wow,
seems,
that's crazy.
yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know. I thought, oh, am I just so far out of the loop that I think it's bizarre, but yeah, okay. So it strikes you as kind of crazy. Yeah, me too. Uh, what do you think about that? Companies that you work for monitoring your internet presence.
That's just nuts. I don't see why would a company want to have your password. Well, obviously to snoop around your accounts,
Yeah.
but why? I mean, don't they have anything better to do than just being there reading your private message? How would
Well,
that impact their business or the workplace or whatever they're trying to impact with that? And definitely it's completely out of place. It's
hmm
out there. And well, I once, well, actually where I'm working right now, and I think it was kind of aggressive. They asked me to follow them on Twitter and on Facebook.
ah,
Like, you
right.
have to follow us. And I say, I didn't say, but I thought, like, why should I follow you? I have the right to follow whoever I want to follow, and to be honest, I don't follow anybody.
Yeah.
So I think
Okay.
I mean, I thought that was aggressive. So imagine if they were asking for my passwords, I
Right.
would have
Okay.
sent them to hell.
Very good. Okay. So there are different degrees of intrusiveness, I guess we could say. Yeah. Okay. I've been. I guess it was requested to follow the company that uh, follow their page or whatever that I was working for sure. In a way that made it sound like it was more than a request. um,
Hmm.
Fausto, hello,
Hello, teacher.
hello again. Fausto, have you ever had any requests from employers to whatever to join or like their pages or join their pages or heaven forbid actually for your password for your accounts.
Well, teacher, in Mexico, no, I haven't. In fact, I think that maybe the Mexican government is talking about this kind of topic, privacy of of our data under in internet. I
Uh-huh.
hope that the entire Congress don't approve this kind of rule because this is a new rule that a new ideology in Mexico is trying to implant. You know, for us it's very complicated because Mexico is one of the most dangerous countries over the world. So I think that I am wondering what is the real purpose to have our privacy.
Hmm.
You know.
Indeed. Yes. Um, what is the real purpose to having this information? And now we need to go to our conspiracy theorist
Specialist,
Yes.
analyst.
specialist, special conspiracy theorist analyst, and our dear friend Julio. Take it back to the studio, Julio.
No, no, I don't think so. I agree with Julio because I have heard him before at the beginning of this class, and
Uh-huh.
I think that I agree with him because for me that will be crazy, because all the people knows about ourselves deeper than they allow it. So for me, that will be not so good.
Question for you guys. Look, in the United States, it is well known that you're going to get Googled by any new employer. Excuse me. College applicants are Googled. If you apply at a university, you can rest assured that you will be Googled, that they will be looking up your public information on Facebook and Twitter. Believe me, it's now standard operating procedure in the United States. Uh, is that is that the case in Mexico? Do you think, Julio? Is that just is that normal?
Well, not yet,
Not
but we
yet.
are gonna get there soon. And well, what they do ask right now is for your credit bureau. That's how they call it when they have all your information about all your debts.
Really?
And if you are, yeah,
Excuse
and
me.
if you are in debt, probably they are not gonna hire you because the reasoning behind that is that if you are not capable of handling or managing your money, you are not gonna be able to handle anyone's money
Hmm.
or a business.
Well, that sucks. Then how do you ever get out of debt? Wow.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you can be in debt, but you can have, I mean, you can be current with your payments,
Right.
uh, or you can be delayed. So in that case, if you are not paying your accounts regularly,
I see.
they are not hiring you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, all right, that's interesting. I don't know how many, I don't know how many U.S. companies actually check your credit report. Your credit report is basically anybody can look up anybody's credit report, as well as in the United States, a lot of other information. There are many services where you can look up everything. Uh, Marriage, divorce, obviously credit reports, of course, any criminal record you may or may not have, including arrests and convictions, uh, everything, traffic tickets, your relatives, where you have lived, pretty much everything is up for grabs nowadays.
So
Uh,
for grabs, what's that?
Up for grabs. Well, it's anyone can. If it's up for grabs, it means anybody can have it. Um,
Okay.
Good phrase to know. All right, something's up for grabs. Oh, let's say, okay, if I have a company and you guys are salesmen, and I say, all right, we're gonna have $1,000 bonus for whoever gets the most sales this week. $1,000 is up for grabs. Everyone has a chance at it. Anyone can
I
take it.
when I hear that phrasal verb or idiomatic expression, I think about those places when they have the front desk and they have like a small jar or vessel with candy
Jelly
and
beans or
yeah,
yeah.
jelly beans, and it's up for grabs. I mean, you can just grab them.
Yeah, and
It's
actually
available
that's
for everyone.
true. You could definitely use this phrase for that situation. Sure, up for grabs. Sure, yeah, actually, anything that's free that anyone can take or everyone has an equal chance to take. Maybe, my example, $1,000 bonus, maybe only one person gets it, but everyone has an equal chance. Yeah.
Nice phrase. I'm gonna
Yeah.
write it down in my verbally
It's
vocabulary
Mm,
totally
me too.
totally
note.
unrelated to our topic, but since we're talking about this, I have to share it with you. I watched something on like National Geographic. It was a social experiment they did on people, and they set up a little booth. It looked like a kind of professional kiosk, and they literally, excuse me, they literally had a big clear jar with money in it. It's crumpled dollar
Mhm.
bills, and and it just said up for grabs, free money. A sign that said up for grabs, free money, and nobody would take it.
Yeah, it's very suspicious.
Very suspicious, and everybody thought it was some kind of trick. So really, almost no one would take it. It's very funny. They did this experiment. They put somebody behind the counter,
Hmm.
okay, and people just would not go near it. Occasionally, they would approach and say, "Really, is this for real?" They'd ask questions, and then they'd cautiously reach in and take a couple dollars, cautiously walk away. Very funny. Then they got rid of the guy. There was nobody there, just the money. No one there
Hmm.
on hidden camera, obviously. And still people just ignored it. And finally, when somebody did take the money, they just took everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he was more like stealing, like taking
Yeah.
the money and run.
Looking around, and they just filled their backpack with the money and just very funny. Anyway,
Yeah.
nothing to do with our discussion, but up for grabs. Anyway, yeah, okay. So, in any case, I don't know. Is that question in Mexico? Are things like your criminal records up for grabs? Can anyone research? In the United States, you have to pay. You have to join a search service. I don't know how much you have to pay, $40 or something, and I can search you and find out everything, everything about you, what you own, if you're any bank loans you have, what credit cards you have, uh, marriage, divorce record, any criminal record, everything.
Not yet, teacher. I think
Not
that
yet.
not yet. Only I think that the only record that we are having right now is the credit report, and that's it, no more. For me, that is okay because, we said before. I think that some companies search or find or records out uh, to decide if we want to be an employee or something like that
Yeah,
of that
right.
company, but especially for financial companies. For example, if you wanted to get a, a job in a bank or something like that related to financial,
Hmm.
is almost the employer search your record in the and in that I don't I forget the name into credit report. Okay.
Yeah.
But returning to the answer, not yet. I hope that it will not happen soon because it will be crazy. Everybody or everyone can read or
Yeah.
record that page. So I think that I don't think that in Mexico we are having the infrastructure to have this kind of page or something like that.
Yeah. Seriously, I remember once I started dating this girl, started getting a little more serious, and I went to meet her parents, and her father had done a search on me. Seriously. He's like, "So, what happened to you in New Orleans in 1984?" I'm like, 1984? Are you serious? Oh, yes. Okay. I spent a night in jail because the cop got mad at me because he couldn't find I'd done anything wrong, and I just gotten out of work. So he basically arrested me for no reason. So anyway, there it is, you know, deep, deep, deep in my records, and seriously, my girlfriend's father's like looking this stuff up. Oh, I see you have 3 speeding tickets. What? Get out. Oh my
I
God.
don't,
You're kidding me.
I don't remember that.
Crazy. Oh, yeah, right. Juan. Hi, Juan. Yeah, like Meet the Fockers, right? Yeah. Uh, yeah, it was like that. Seriously. But now it's to the point where anybody can do that to anyone at any time. It's crazy. Um, I don't know if you guys have heard. Of course, anybody can run a search on anyone. I can type your name into Google and, you know, run a search on you. Of course, any of us can do that at any time. However, recently in Europe, I don't know if you guys have heard this, they have, I don't know, through the court system, through laws, required Google, upon request of the user, I can say, in other words, I want you to expunge my records, any records of my whatever traffic tickets or basically anything embarrassing. You can have them expunge it, remove it from the search capability, so it can't be found. But you have to request it. Have you guys heard about that?
No,
Juan?
there are some
No?
strange companies here in Mexico that they are suspicious because they tell you if you pay certain amount of money, they can sponge your information
Yeah.
uh, from their credit report, and
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if they are legal companies or they are just trying to scam you. But
I
I
don't
was tempted once.
I don't know how they would do your credit report. And actually, I used to work for an internet marketing company. So if they not your credit, I don't know how you would do that legally. Credit report. I have no idea. But for other information, other whatever embarrassing things you might have been caught doing, uh, there's no way to expunge them from Google. It's not possible. All you can do is bury them. So you use that person's name and you start 5 different blog sites, and you use their name to do 1 million Facebook posts and get a lot of people to answer that Facebook post. So when you search that person, all you see is a bunch of blog posts and Facebook posts and Twitter accounts and etc. The bad stuff is buried on, the third page of Google.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
you
it makes sense.
bury it. And people would actually pay us to do that. Usually politicians. Usually it's funny, but I'm not kidding. Uh, yeah. But anyway, that was the only way to deal with it. And Google would refuse to actually exclude anything from their search engine. However, in Europe, due to several lawsuits, this is actually something going on. I don't think it's in effect in the United States. I don't think it's actually maybe not even legal. I'm not sure, but so Google
Well,
is getting ready for all these people in Europe too.
there is a model that is suing Google right now for $1 zillion because her when you search her, her I mean somehow Google redirect the search to porn sites, and she felt that it
Yeah,
was
right.
illegal to do that because
Well,
immediately her image was related to porn.
Right, absolutely, and that's okay. That could be very common. Angelina Jolie. I Google her name, and the first thing that comes up, maybe Angelina Jolie lookalikes do naughty things with.
Why would you Google Angelina Jolie, teacher?
I wouldn't. I never have. I'm using that as an example.
Okay.
No, that's very true. You could see such things. Uh, okay. Juan, okay, explain about crawlers. Yeah, I know a little bit about this. That's true. Right, so crawlers that's how they keep search engines updated, correct? Juan, do you have a voice today, or are you voiceless?
No, sorry, it muted me.
Okay, all right.
No, that yeah, and from your explanation, now that method works for those companies.
Oh, for burying, you mean for burying information?
Yeah, and to profit and to have a business because the one of the most important parts of the search engine's functionality is to have the information that they already have, the latest one. So if we think, of course, if we think in terms of about common information, it makes sense. But also for the topic that we're talking about, the people, normal people, well, not normal, common people like us, who don't think that we may be search on a daily basis, which may not happen, but there's that information about us, and the search engine or the crawler will also gather that, will need that latest information. So if you update that information with that method, then it's easy to put, how could you say, to put the other information that you want to hide.
Yeah, to bury it.
Bury
it.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's why I have 3,000 Verbling YouTube videos. Yeah, not really, but that's quite true. I do. So constantly, every day, doing 4 or 5 classes. It keeps that crawler busy. Yeah, very true. Okay. All right. We've been talking about private companies and companies that want to, well, not only companies, but also the government. United States government will Google you if they're going to hire you. And I mentioned universities definitely do this as part of their standard operating procedure, if you're aware of it or not. For those of you who are applying to Cornell and you want to go to United States University, clean up your Facebook first. Okay. But it's actually, what do you think about that? It's not true. What is not true?
That they search about us.
Oh yeah, right. And the government never lies, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. Shine their halos. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Okay, put that back on your head. Yeah, right. That is not true. Yeah, I actually know that it is true because I've known a postmaster general, and I know for a fact that they do that. So if they say they don't, they're lying. Um, and not that it matters because everybody knows. But in any case, you know, what do you think? Does that make sense? Looking at your Facebook to see what kind of person you are to hire you or to allow you to go to university? Fausto, what do you think? Does it make
Mm,
sense?
I don't know
Is
because
it?
for me it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't because, for example, I think that we have this kind of behavior when our friends like stalker them to see the quality of the person that we are trying to know. For example, see if they are like new friends for us, we usually verify their Facebook or something like that to see what kind of person they are. So in that position, I think that the government will be able to do the same behavior like us, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um,
Uh, for me, I think that because, for example, in my case, I will do that only for to know with any bad idea to do something wrong with the other person, you know. But I asked you before, teacher, what is the real purpose to do that with the government will do that with us? That is the
well,
reason because all the media that I read before they say that is related with the security and that's it. But I'm not sure about that.
okay. All right. Okay, we've got. Okay, now you're going to bring in the government, which is great. That's where I wanted to go anyway. Fine, but okay, there's really two. I started bringing in, but okay, there's two different things. One thing, one point I want to make about businesses, companies looking at your Facebook. Um, First of all, if they want you to like their page so they can look at you or whatever, if they want to be able to check you out. In the United States, you are not allowed to discriminate based on religion, um, sexual preference, race, and any of the age. Any or all of these things may be included in your Facebook profile, which makes checking out your Facebook profile actually illegal. So there's something backwards there. It's basically like the company's asking you to do what they could never do during an interview. In an interview, they can't say, what is your sexual preference? What is your religion? Do you believe in God? Are you kidding me? A company would be sued immediately if they did that in the United States. That applicant would walk down the street to a lawyer, and then a lawsuit would be slapped on them by lunchtime. However, they can check out that same information on Facebook easily enough. Kind of a way around the law.
Well,
Government. Yeah.
here's the thing. Okay, if they ask you for your password, as you were mentioning earlier,
Hmm.
if you deny to give them your passwords, and they don't hire you because of that, can you sue them?
That's a good question, and it's as far as I know, it's totally open-ended right now. It's something. I don't know. I don't think there is an answer. The crazy thing in the United States is that they're dealing with it state by state by state. So there's 50 answers. In other words,
Yeah.
depends where you are in the U.S. So
Well,
yeah,
talking a little bit about conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
This is not a theory, it's actually a fact.
Yeah.
Now the real power is not the land like it used to be in the, I don't know, 19 and in the 1500s. Now it's not the kind of now it's not the money nor the oil nor the electricity nor the energy itself. It's just information. And I heard about this probably in the early 90s. People saying like, well, now if the information is the real power right now. And I was a bit skeptical. Like I
Hmm.
couldn't really imagine how could information be so powerful. But nowadays it's all about information, and the government is trying to seize power by obtaining, gathering information about everybody, and that's the real reason why United States did the September 11th false flag and attack. At the beginning, I thought it was because they were looking for oil. They wanted to go and pursue the oil in Afghanistan, Iraq, and those places that had a lot of oil resources. But now I realize that what they really wanted is to make people being so scared about terrorism that they were willing to give away their information. And that's what's
Hmm.
going on. I mean, they feel entitled right now to search and snoop around even in our garbage because they are supposed to be looking for terrorists. But what they are doing is just controlling us through controlling our information. And that's
Okay.
scary. And I think that's a trend, and that's going to continue all over the world.
All right. Let's go there. I knew we'd get there eventually. All right. United States, the Patriot Act. I love how these guys name this stuff. It's great. Total misnomer. The last thing, the founding fathers would have wanted, in the country. Okay. The Patriot Act. Okay, great.
Well, the
Um,
founding fathers were pigs anyway.
what?
So the founding fathers, they were pigs.
We're
They
pigs.
were, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know why you honor
Smart
them.
pigs.
Yeah, very smart.
Very smart. Um, yeah, I don't know. Smart guys. Uh, in any case, uh, regardless of that, I'm not sure why you say that. Threw me way off. What's he talking
No,
about?
but
Uh,
I don't know.
it,
I just get annoyed when I hear Americans talking about their founding fathers and what would they want and
well,
yeah,
but
well, okay, because they had a vision for America. That's why they say that. But
if you don't
anyway,
mind making a little comment about it,
sure.
um, even though I'm not American, I'm Latin too,
Uh-huh.
and uh, well, you know all the stuff from third world countries against
I live in one.
uh,
Yeah.
uh, and yeah, and you as a citizen from a first world country. But I have to disagree, even though uh, with who was it? Sorry, with Fausto. Sorry, Julio's
Well,
comment.
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, because I think that in most democracies or countries, when they started to to be independent and become a democracy, all the founding fathers, not only the U.S. but as well as my country and in his country, uh, they had a different vision. They had a good vision.
Mm-hmm.
So um, if I said I I don't like my well now we have a new government that is from a party or no how is well from a political group which has never been on the uh, on in the is new is their
Okay.
first government.
All right.
But the previous one, they were um, they were not really honest, and but the
Pointed.
founding father, Sorry. Yeah,
I guess
but
it's nothing.
the founding fathers of that party or political group. What is the correct way to refer to
To
Political party?
is that correct?
yes.
Okay. Okay. No, I wasn't sure. Well, but they weren't the founding fathers or the ones that started that uh, those parties. They had those visions. Now with so that's why I disagree with his comment because uh, in the U.S. from what little history I have read and from the book and of course the movie of Abraham Lincoln and it's a good vision, really similar to all. And it's another thing. I can
Yeah.
say exactly the same about my government, or well, at least the previous one and the previous to that previous one. So yeah, I have to disagree a little bit there.
Okay.
Thanks.
Either way. All right. I said that founding fathers, I was going to say, would be turning in their over in their graves because in the United States they believed in individual rights. Okay,
Mhm.
which took precedent over anything the government wanted to do. Period. All right, and obviously in the United States right now, it's quite the opposite. Clearly. All right, let's talk about the NSA, the Patriot Act, and our good buddy Edward Snowden. Um, what do you think, Fausto? Fausto, now
Teacher,
I
I have
might.
a quick poll. I have a
Sure.
quick poll. Edward Snowden,
Yeah,
traitor or hero? Just say
both,
traitor or hero.
in
No,
my
no, you
opinion.
cannot say both. You have to
Yes,
pick one.
yes, I can, and I just did, and you can't make me not. He's both. He's both. If he was a true hero, he never would have left the country and sold out that information to China and Russia. So he is a traitor. But he is also a hero in that he forced Americans to confront this. Although I knew this when the minute that I heard Patriot Act, I knew what that was. Only a idiot doesn't understand what they're doing. Didn't understand what they're doing, but 98% of Americans are idiots, so they didn't get it until they got slapped in the face with it from Snowden. Snowden's revelations were not revelations for me personally. Yeah, no kidding. Obviously, the information was there. It's just you had to look for it. It just nobody got slapped in the face for it. He didn't do anything very heroic, quite honestly. I don't know. So my opinion. That's just my opinion. What do you think, Julio? Hero or villain?
I would go for hero.
Hero. Okay.
And even though I agree with you, I mean, he didn't do anything heroic, but he did something that was necessary, something that somebody needed to stand
Yeah.
up and say, and finally say, this is going on, and we cannot take it anymore.
Nelson Mandela is a hero. All right. If they wanted to stick Snowden in jail for 25 years, like they did Mandela, fine, he'd be a hero then. All right, because he didn't leave his country that he was fighting for. Then he would be a hero, just the same as Nelson Mandela. He
But you,
he,
but
he
you know
paid
what's
his dues,
crazy?
but
Despite
he did it.
everything that Snowden did, nothing really happened. I mean,
Exactly. That is what's
don't-
crazy, and that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Actually, what happened? Nothing.
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 You heard some presidents giving the speeches about how they felt betrayed by the United States, but they still are their speeches.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. What happened? Nothing. Uh, really, there's no protests on the streets. No, certainly no violent or extreme reaction. Very shocked. Why is that? I don't know. Personally, I left the country, and but okay, Fausto, what do you think about that? And what do you think about the fact that probably the NSA is monitoring this broadcast right now? What do you think about the fact that the United States National Security Agency probably monitors your email, not just Americans, but everyone?
Okay. Okay, I think teacher, I think that I don't know. I don't know what should I need to say here because who can make sure that they are not monitoring right now, for example, you know,
Well,
uh, uh, who can make sure that they are not monitoring or Google Hangout or something like that.
sure.
So my opinion is out of scope here because if they want to do that, they will do that, and that's it.
And that's it. Yeah.
But this
Hopefully,
class is being publicly broadcasted, so
yes, it is. Hopefully, again, all right, I said it before, I'll say it again. Here's the thing that I think about NSA. They're trying to meta bits of information. They're trying to collect how how much stuff happens on the internet every day. I mean, trillions of pieces of information flying around. For me, it's actually nonsense. What is the point? How are they
well,
actually going to find any information?
it is nonsense for us because we cannot grasp the idea of collecting all this information. But they have technology and they have a special algorithm that detects some trace, some specific words that they are looking for, and they
Right,
gather all of them and put in the statistics, and that's how they come up with
right,
information that's valuable for them.
They have this
right.
big data software,
Uh-huh.
those algorithms, and huge supercomputers, or if not supercomputers, but big farms of cluster computers processing that data all day long
Right.
and grabbing that specific information thanks to those algorithms into
But
more precise info. So they just make a query and say, I need to know this and this, and the data already processed
uh-huh.
will bring be brought up uh, uh, faster and in
Okay.
for the need of
You
the.
know, I have something to say. I believe I may have been 10 years old when I figured out that my parents would listen to phone conversations, sort of over the shoulder, that they would actually eavesdrop things that my sister and I were saying to figure out what we were up to. And I figured out by then that you could have code words for things, and they would never know what you're talking about. And so instead of saying obviously threatening words for my parents, it would be like break out of the house, sneak out. I wouldn't say sneak out of the house. I would say, okay, we can meet when we do homework Saturday night instead of sneak out the window and climb down the tree. Okay, I'm not a genius. All right, I don't think anybody has to be a genius to figure out that you obviously don't use keywords in emails or any online communication. Clearly, you use completely innocuous words like earthworms or telescope or who knows, Really, who are these algorithms going to catch? Who is so stupid as to still think that the internet is secure to what they're saying? I don't get it. Sorry,
Yeah, it's
maybe
impossible.
I'm dense, but
No, no, it's impossible because even if you set up like your own system,
hmm
uh, they cross-reference your data with different
uh-huh. So what do you mean?
reverse social engineering.
Reverse social engineering.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm lost.
yeah. uh, no, or maybe I misunderstood. You were talking that it is really difficult to hide information
No, no, no.
from.
I'm saying it's very simple to hide information. I'm saying they're using algorithms to search not even quadrazillions of bits of information to filter out relevant information for them using these algorithms. And I'm saying, who is going to use words like bomb or attack? Who is going to actually use these words if they're really going to do these things? Who is going to actually, talk about a heroin deal for $1 million? Who's actually going to say that? What kind of idiot actually does that? That's my
Oh
point.
no, yeah, but then I think that the way they try to, even though it is true that, well, at least most people won't be so dumb
Mm,
to be so explicit.
right.
They have a suspect. Let's name it A.
There's a suspect to begin with. That's what you're saying? Is that the
Yeah.
premise? Ah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, but that's not the case.
Ah, okay.
The
So
NSA just collects metadata from everyone.
I'm not sure if they need to collect metadata for everyone. I think that they will pick some kind of people, like key people. I don't know what is the role for that.
hmm
And I started to find a keyword like a bomb or something like that.
Yeah.
Because for me, I think that if they will be do that, they need to spend a lot of money to try to build this kind of algorithm, you know.
Yeah, they're spending a lot of money. You got that part right. But here's the other issue that I have with the NSA. Who have they caught? What terrorists have they caught? They've been doing this for 8 years now. How many plots have they destroyed, and how many people have they caught? Can anyone tell me?
Yes.
How many?
Probably none.
Probably none.
But
Is
but
exactly correct.
that proves my point that they are not looking for terrorists.
Yeah, right. So what are they looking for? Why are they collecting all this information?
They are collecting
What
this
is the point?
information to prevent future events, and actually they are not looking for a terrorist, but they are looking for people that might or but may become terrorists or may become a threat for the government and for the
Oh, thought
powerful
police.
corporations. So they are just trying to catch uh, people that could become
People who are
threats.
thinking of doing something.
Well, not necessarily, but a threat for their interests. So interests. Uh,
O- Okay, you're implying that they're trying to keep track of people who are thinking bad thoughts.
yeah,
Hmm.
actually, they should have like a profile, like this group of people, this sector of the population. If
Yeah,
they
sure
start
they do.
behaving this way, so probably that's in a few more months or years they are going to be in this other situation. They are probably going to be conspiring against this or feeling or complaining about that, or making riots or protesting, demonstrating or stuff like that. So they are trying to prevent that and catch. I knew such a cool idiom about it. It's like catch the when you catch like the seed before it reaches the land. What's that idiom?
Say again.
And yeah, when you are going to plant, you have the seed, and when you catch it before it touches the ground, there is an idiom about it, like catch the nip before cut the nip, something like that.
Nip something in the bud.
Ah, that's one. That's the one. Can you write it down?
Yeah, sure. Nip it. Okay, could be something specific. Nip it in the bud. That's it.
That's what they are doing.
So they kill it right to begin with. Do you think they are using this metadata? Do you think they are? Okay, you're talking about sociological predictions. Yeah.
Economical too.
Economical and sociological. Yeah, those go hand in hand. Yeah, I think. Yes. Do you think United States government uses information like this to push society to where they want society to go? Maybe using media, maybe using social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter.
You just hit the nail with that one. That's exactly it.
Mm-hmm. So, in fact, they're not trying to catch terrorists. In fact, they are trying to manipulate society. Maybe not. They're not after you and me and individual people who use a bad word on the internet. Maybe they're actually just trying to push and shove society into whatever direction they need society to go. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, like I said in
That's
a class
scary.
before, we are sheep, and they have to lead us wherever you put us in the. Where do you keep sheep?
I keep them in my bathroom, Julio.
Where do you people keep sheep?
Uh, I don't know, the sheep pen in the pasture? I'm not sure.
Well, trying to lead us to wherever they want us to
Yeah, right.
go.
Got it. Right.
Probably to a cliff.
Probably over a cliff. Yeah, no doubt. Right. Okay. Um, will there be any? Can there be any other revelations from Snowden? He's claimed that there can be and will be, but I mean, what else has he got to say, really? What? How could he shock us now, really?
I think he just revealed the data that he didn't sell to other countries. I think the real important information is already sold, and it's in the hands of the Chinese and Russians.
Yeah. Do you think Snowden will ever find his way back to the United States? Think he'll ever see the U.S. again?
Probably in shackles or in a coffin.
No, they'll like Osama bin Laden, and he'll fall out of the aircraft over the ocean somewhere.
Yeah, that's crazy. What's with Osama bin Laden? I mean, they just vanished him. They didn't even show his body.
Very strange.
That was like they're trying to fool us with these stupid lies that are so obviously misleading that I don't know how we believe it, and I don't know why we don't do anything about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Can people do anything about it? Can people use the internet to fight back against the almighty overlord, Big Brother, thought police? Is it possible in any way? Is that even possible? Because, of course, the minute you start a grassroots, any kind of organizing at grassroots level, if you're using the internet whatsoever, which you almost have to now, then in fact, of course, the government's going to know about it,
At
right?
least we use keywords and change it to homework.
Homework. Right. Some homework for you. Yeah. All right. I need you. Right. We can have a protest. We'll have a special class in front of the White House. Bring your homework. Maybe.
Anyway,
Anyway, yeah. All right. Very frightening. Very strange. You know, I don't know which is scarier, the NSA of the United States or living in another country where clearly what you're doing on the internet is watched, like China or Russia, or definitely restricted at the very least, but also, frankly, watched. Directly watched. And I say that and not kidding whatsoever. I've had Chinese students, and I've joined Chinese software program, joined Chinese-based communication systems, QQ or Weibo or whatever. And believe me, because I am logging in from another country, it takes extra time. It is very clear that I am being monitored. It is very clear. It is quite obvious.
by the way, I haven't seen
Yeah.
Xiao for a while.
Yeah.
Probably he just got caught.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe. Who knows? They get tough around this time of year, you know, because it's the anniversary of Tiananmen. So who knows?
Oh.
Probably won't see many of our Chinese friends for a little bit. In fact, I think it's today is the anniversary. Happy anniversary, Tiananmen Square. Okay, guys. Thank you for the interesting conversation. Definitely some things to think about. And but I have to go because I started another class here in Verbling. So see ya.
Okay.
Bye.